driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses. You ride to jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode. Let me close the door here. The cat just came in and left. Welcome to another episode of Laz Vic Live. Welcome. I see a few people already joined. Oscar and Diana Perez joined. Lucy Martinez, what's up? Juan Papo, what's up? Joseph Losner, Mara. Diana, what's up? What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining tonight. We have a very special show for you tonight. So how are you guys? How are you guys? How are you? Another day here, another Saturday in quarantine, another weekend. I think this is my second weekend indoors. I haven't been outside in a very long time. Felipe says, what's up? What's up, Felipe? Thank you for joining the stream tonight. Thank you for hanging out. So, yes, I went out today for exactly 15 minutes, only to discover that all my local bodegas are now shutting down, which now is scary because I've never seen these bodegas shut down. And the liquor stores by me are shutting down as well. So I was able to get under the wire there and just get my captain right before. So cheers, Saturday. Cheers to you guys in quarantine. A toast for all of you brave heroes that are staying indoors. Thank you for staying indoors tonight. Margie, Anthony, thank you for joining tonight. Anthony says hi. Hi, Anthony. Nice to see you. I know a lot of you contacted me this week saying thank you because they're alone in their house. A lot of you, overwhelmingly, I thought I was the only one. A lot of you guys live alone, apparently, or have roommates that you don't get along with, and you are there bored, and this is your hangout. So, what's up? Joseph Losner says, I'm celebrating something special tonight. What are you celebrating, Joe? Let us know in the chat. Guys, I have a very, very special guest for you tonight. I'm very lucky to have him. He's a busy man. He's an essential worker, and he is a force of positivity in the community. And I'm so honored to have him on the show tonight. And we have a bunch of clips to show tonight. A bunch of info. So join up. Please subscribe. Tonight I'm streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and for the first time tonight, Twitch. So welcome, Twitch. If you have a comment, hit us up. We would love to see it. I do have a new chat section. Let's see if that comes up here so everyone can see. Wait, I guess maybe it's not working yet. All right. Well, I'm working on that. This is a new feature. Look, it's a sneak peek at a new feature, but technical difficulties. So you have to forgive me on that one. Okay. So where are you guys ready for our first guest tonight? Are you guys ready? I don't see my mom. I hope she joins soon. My mom's from California. She better not be late. She better be finishing dinner and joining us. Joe, you haven't let us know what you're celebrating tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first guest. You guys ready? All right, great. I want to see hearts, please. Hearts. Joe is celebrating tonight the 18th anniversary of Nightlife Radio. Congratulations, Joe. Nightlife Radio. I think he's bringing that back. So everyone in the chat, congratulate Joe. Great. Oh, there's my mom. See, we couldn't start the show without my mom. Hi, Mom. How are you? Nice to see you. Bendición. Yeah, thank you, Anthony. There's a delay. Anthony is so astute, and he's so technical. He's one of our super fans here. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to play a clip and bring my first guest up. And he's a producer of many things. He'll explain as soon as he's on. I want you to check out this tonight's poetry night on Laz Vic Live.
Lola sucks bolas. Tobacco crack on the corner. She was an unwanted daughter. Eyes glassy like water. 'Cause she's fucked up up all the time. She sucks and fucks to buy dimes and buys coke to sniff lines. As long as the lines that are carved on her face prematurely aging, best believe without grace. She gets high to forget the time and the place where she works the busy path of drugs and disgrace. Poor Lola, tan sola, tries to strike big with high rollers, forgetting about the life of disease. It's her fucking life. She will do as she please. She has needles and pipes every day more than twice. Well, smoking weed, psst, she wasn't the type. Her goal was much higher as she smoked crack with fire. She roamed needing pleasure of a higher desire. It was love at first pipe, so she made it her life. She was engaged to addiction and would die as its wife. Ain't that some shit?
Oh, wait. Sorry, I was on mute there. Sorry about that. Yes, that was La Bruja, the famous La Bruja. Snap, 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 snap. This is a late show for a reason. We do have some mature content. Welcome, George Urban Jibaro, to the show. Applause for him. Big applause for George.
What's up?
What's up, man? Thank you for joining. I just played a clip of La Bruja. You give us some background on how you were involved with her?
So La Bruja, oh my God. So Caridad, I got to see her on Babito's show at the New Yorican in the mid 90s. And I had just decided to go to SUNY College at Old Westbury, and I produced a poetry event, a conference at Old Westbury. And I was fortunate enough to have La Bruja come and perform in the first year that she was a poet.
Wow.
So it was a really great experience. So I know her from the very beginnings of her career. We've been great friends for many years, and she's one of the top
amazing.
5.
Yeah, I've seen her a few times live, and she's just raw, and she's a queen. Let's just give it up for her, right? She's a queen. George, thank you for joining. For those of us that don't know who you are, would you like to give us a little background?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for having me here. Bendición, Laz's mom. Doña, te agradezco la audiencia. My name is George Torres, and I love Latino culture. When I was a kid, I didn't like the fact that our stories weren't documented in history books, so I created a platform in 1997 called sofritoforyoursoul.com, which is credited with being the first Latino online cultural magazine on the internet, when they used to call them magazines. So it was an early incarnation of what a blog is. Started on the GeoCities platform, and it originally was my personal book of poetry.
Wow!
And it evolved very quickly into an international platform.
Amazing. And you've been involved with many, many organizations and charities because you started your own company, correct?
Yep.
And can you tell us somehow that story is always fascinating because it's inspired me to do my own thing. How'd you get started?
So the website was the website, and it was a hobby. I didn't even think about monetizing or doing anything of that sort.
Yeah.
What ended up happening was people started reaching out to me very early on after the website launched and started asking me how I did certain scripts and how I coded things, because everything was hand coded at the time. There was no templates. There was no WordPress. There was none of those platforms that make it super easy for you today to create a website. So I would help businesses. I guess when I started I started as a web design company, really just helping people create online banners, advertising banners, and their websites. And I was super interested in culture. And I think my first big break with the platform, probably in '98 or '99, is I had the National Museum of Art reached out to me, and
wow.
At that time, the word of mouth was really what it was, right? So I had produced a couple of events at Old Westbury and CW Post campus on Long Island, And the Nassau County Museum of Art realized that I had the attention of the Latino community on the grassroots level. And what they ended up doing was they asked me to help them with the first official Latin American art exhibit that ever happened in Long Island with Frida Kahlo and Botero, all the masters, all the Latino masters. So there's a book that they put together, kind of like like a official book of what the exhibit is, and Sofrito for Your Soul is credited there. So
amazing.
It was a pretty good thing. It was my first partnership. I also had an opportunity to work with some women who had husbands that were in Iraq at the time, and we did this project where we put together these baskets of Puerto Rican candy for Puerto Rican soldiers that were abroad, and we would just send them like these pilones and coconut candy.
Wow, that's amazing.
So we became international really quick, and a lot of our international traffic came from servicemen that were deployed in different parts of the world, and this was the place that they can come and get some cultural,
Yeah. And I certainly could use some more because I always get accused of not being Puerto Rican enough, I'm like not fully there. So I could use your help, George. Some people are like, you're too white. You're white. I'm like, no, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Cuban.
See, I thought you were Asian, bro.
A lot of people say I'm Asian, especially when I wear glasses. They ask me if I'm Asian. So
I mean, even Laz Vic sounds kind of like a cool Japanese name. You
know what? Maybe I should just go fully Japanese and just get like the tattoo.
Get a ponytail.
Get a ponytail going like that. I do know a little kung fu. I did feature your website. It is on the screen right now. Sofrito for Your Soul. Since 1997, George, you've been working on this.
Yes.
And it is chock full of rich content. Please visit sofritoforyoursoul.com. You mentioned there was a featured story on the front page you wanted to speak about.
Yeah, no, I thought, like, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And, there's a reason why we're all home paying attention to our screens and seeing shows like yours. And basically, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how artists have actually risen to the occasion to make sure that we stay home and flatten the curve, and started creating content. I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you and I had a conversation about you creating this show
a couple of years ago.
So what's happening right now is that people who have had apprehensions about creating whatever platform or whatever show they wanted to create are doing it now, but they're doing it for the people. They're not doing it in the same context that they were doing it before. So you stepped up and you bought the software and you put the show on the air, and you've been doing great for the last couple of weeks. And you did it because you had more of a selfless endeavor to actually to provide value to the community. And that's what's happened a lot. That's what happened with D Nice, who you know from Boogie Down
Productions,
right. who created Club Quarantine. And now it's a platform.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not even a show anymore. It's not even him jumping on live on Instagram. Now it's a platform.
Wow.
He managed to partner with Michelle Obama a couple of days after the first show, and they registered over 300,000 young people to vote.
Amazing.
They had a goal of 50,000, but they actually ended up registering over 300,000. So I'm just in complete gratitude of people like you who are actually stepping up and providing value and educating and making people laugh and distracting them from the news cycles and perhaps just adding some levity to their life right now. So I featured three entities. I D Nice. I featured a young lady named Jennifer Cifuentes out of Miami who's doing Zumba classes
online.
So she does this thing called 5 minutes of muévete.
Oh, really? I need to muévete.
Yeah, so she's doing that, and then she's doing 90-minute sessions on Zumba by donation only. And she's about to launch a platform for coaching and stuff. Then we also have Capicu, which is something I co-founded.
That's how we met. That's how we met, right?
I co-founded Capicu with Papo Santiago, Papo Swiggy. And that's a poetry collective based in Brooklyn. It's basically the New Yorican in Brooklyn.
Which I love. That's how I met you. Let's play that clip of Papo real quick. I think Papo was watching earlier. Papo, if you're still in chat, say what's up.
He's
y'all sleep or what? Brooklyn in the building! excerpts from my forthcoming book. It's called Papo's Official Tissue Hood Haikus. You ready for that? A haiku, okay, what's a haiku? Hold on, haiku is a 7-word poem. Is that right? Is it 7 words or is it 7 syllables? 17? Damn, I fucked it all up. I did 7 words, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not classically trained. All right, I'm hood trained, you know? I read a book back in 97. Now I think I know something, all right? All right, this is the subway edition of Papo's Official Tissue Hood Haiku.
Shout out to Papo.
It's only 3, it's very short.
Absolutely.
Numero uno.
There you go, Anthony.
Chinos will steal your seat. If you've ever been on a crowded train, then you know that a Chino, I don't care if it's 2 inches of space, a motherfucking Chinaman is taking that spot. If you hesitated, you know how somebody get up, you hesitate for a second. Yeah, should I sit down? Maybe I should sit down. I don't know. That motherfucker is in your spot. And if those orange fruit bags hit the floor, bam, roots. Bamboo roots all over the place, all over the fucking train. So listen, okay, that's what haiku number. Listen, wait. Was that 7 syllables? I mean, 7 words at least. 7. No, listen, I don't do 17. I do 7 words. B. Yo, was that you, Blaze? You shouting me out, son? And 2, Blaze? Hood haiku number 2. White person's newspaper don't respect your face. You ever been on a crowded train? Right? The white person got the newspaper all out like this. You like this? You got polio now because Hyper want to open up and read the Home and Garden, Wall Street Journal. Third, good haiku. Take your headphones off. You look dumb. Let me repeat that. Take your headphones off. You look dumb. You listening to a DMX album from 1996. It's 2008, and don't nobody on the damn train give a flying fruta about your iPod choices. Am I right? Dude, so they're like, you know what I'm saying? Go to the train, man, hard. Listen, your musical choice does not make you hard. I'm sorry.
Yes, shout out to Papa Swiggity. He certainly does have Swiggity. Those nights were awesome, man. When I went the first night, I remember they told me, oh, come down to Capicua. I was invited to do stand-up comedy, and I showed up, and it was a pizza place. And I was like, all right, maybe I get a slice, whatever. But I'm like, where is this place, right? And they're like, I went to the back. Behind the pizza place, there was a secret room. And this is why I love New York. There was a secret room you go in, and then that place was packed with people doing live poetry, live comedy, live music. That's where I met you for the first time. It was amazing. There was a painter there. He did your portrait. I don't know if you remember that night.
Yes.
He did it live on stage while you were hosting. And
there's an amazing story behind that painting. Oh my God!
And that was Alberto, right?
No, that was Charlie.
Oh, sorry, Charlie. Okay.
Elevate.
Okay.
So Charlie did that portrait of me. It was my birthday show. So you were actually performing for my birthday, I believe personally that Charlie just drank a little bit too much and he couldn't finish the painting. So he got up to like my forehead.
Yeah.
So then at the very end, the last 10, 15 minutes of the show, he just went crazy with white paint and created like this
that's hilarious.
Like this nuclear fusion coming out of my head. And the very interesting thing about the painting is that a couple of years later, we would have Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico. And I ended up speaking at a panel at Hunter College. And when I spoke at Hunter College, it was about Hurricane Maria. So when they made the flyer, they actually used my headshot, but the headshot that portrait was based on.
Yeah.
But they cut off my head here, and then they put the eye of the hurricane over my head.
Wow.
So it was almost like he predicted like what would happen.
Wow.
It was really, really funky and freaky. But yeah, so that was a very special event. That painting I have, when I still lived in Brooklyn, I had it over my bed, which was really like I don't know, it was really douchey of me. I don't know where to put it.
Margie says Margie Nugent chimed in. She says you told me the story. Palmundo from YouTube says thanks, George. George Urban Jibaro is amazing. So shout out to him.
Thank you.
Norivas says hola and hello. Hola,
Nori.
Nori. What's going on?
She's one of my super fans.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're here hanging out with George, telling stories about the civilized world when we still could go outside and hang out.
Yeah.
What a different world it is. Let's hope that that things go back to normal soon. But
I hope so.
I hope so too. I'm already missing it, George. I'm already missing the. So I go out. The most I went out. I go out for like short runs. I don't even do that anymore. I don't even go running anymore, because the atmosphere is it's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah. So give you some context. Last night I was in LA. So I got flown into Long Beach to work a flight back.
And may I say, you work for JetBlue?
So I do. I work for an airline now. My favorite airline.
My favorite too, by the way.
I started working for the airline because of the fact that I wanted to write a book about my career, and I wanted to take a break from actively just pursuing all the things that I was pursuing. So I decided to I was working for JetBlue as a blogger, as a influencer.
Yeah.
And I decided to take a step back from that and actually join them as a flight attendant. So last night I went to go work, went to Long Beach. Unfortunately, my flight back got canceled, so I had to get limoed from Long Beach over to, not limo, like
an Uber
car service. Yeah, they had to Uber us over to the LAX. But dude, it's an hour and 20-minute drive normally from Long Beach to LAX. We got there in 20 minutes, no traffic.
Wow.
And
so it's completely empty. And I know that area well. And
then you go to LA now, there's no smog. There's no smog. The sky is super clear. The air quality is amazing.
That's amazing that you mentioned that, because I had seen a news article about that, about how nature is now healing. In India, all over the world. I don't know if you happen to. I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. Nature started healing even before lockdowns, but we can now see the results for ourselves. So pictures are coming in from all around the world that nature, it's I hate to say this is a positive, but this is a positive that's coming out of this. It's giving a chance for the earth to take a deep breath, I think, right? And just to breathe for a moment. Diana says the ozone layer too. I feel like in China, there's a noticeable difference in the air quality. In India, there's a noticeable. So humanity needs. I think in a lot of ways we need to step back and reassess. Right?
I think we need to realize that we're perhaps the virus.
Thank you.
And the Earth is actually fighting back.
That was very deep, George. Yes, and I've had that same thought. And my heart goes out to everyone that's suffering, and that's how it's a kind of a nightmare. It is a nightmare, but at the same time, we have to learn from this, right? We have to take something good and move forward with it, right? What are we gonna do? Sit here? There's a lot of people calling me, George. I'm panicking. I'm stuck in the house. I'm watching this news, guys, you got to stop with watching the news. They're really sensationalizing, and they really want people to stay home, and that's why they're doing it. If you're home already and you're staying home, you don't need to take in all that. You're doing the right thing already. Maybe read a book, watch some poetry, do something else with your time.
In addition to that, too, is like, there's nobody in the world that over-indexes more social media, I think, than I do.
Yeah.
But I think that one of the things, too, that you have to realize is that a lot of people are being socially distanced with people that are in the room with them. Because they're still looking outside with their devices to what's outside in the world happening instead of what's happening right in front of them. So this is a great opportunity for you to educate your kids. This is a great opportunity for you to do some fun stuff, some crafting. This is a great opportunity for you to do videos on TikTok and have fun, educate. There's so much you could do. So I think that there's some people who haven't really dialed into that piece yet. And I think that if they dialed into that piece, they may not feel as isolated. They may not feel as they're still looking to talk about what used to happen in the outside world when there's a big world of stuff happening right in front of them.
So, George, I wanted to ask you how you're doing, because you've been flying this whole time. You've been in the air. I have. And so I wanted to ask you, I had a flight to California in early March, right when this started, maybe the March 23rd, around there, and I canceled it. And JetBlue gave me no problems whatsoever. Thank you for that. And I think I made the right decision. But you, as a person, you've been up there flying. What's it like? What's your advice? Do you have any?
It's eerie, because in some cases we're flying like 8 or 10 people.
Wow.
So it's from a flight attendant perspective, it's kind of like it's whoa,
Yeah.
it's deep. But I really 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 love what I'm doing, so I see it as an opportunity to bring happiness and joy to certain people. I like to have conversations with them. I get asked a lot if I'm nervous about flying during this time or whatever, and I'm really not. I'm really not nervous.
And you're okay. You're protected up there. You wear a mask and.
Yeah, I try not to wear the mask. I wear it in situations where people are very close to me.
Yeah.
But if I have space between us, I'll take it off.
Okay.
Because I want people to feel comfortable. I want people to know that that everything that's happening right now, we're taking all the precautions necessary, and it's.
And you're doing an amazing job, and thank you for that, by the way, for still working and being up there. And I'm sure that it's a necessity for some people that need to get home.
I had the first couple of days that we were in this whole mask wearing frenzy, right? I had a little girl walk up to me on a flight to Long Beach. No, I'm sorry, to Fort Lauderdale. This little girl walks up to me and she says, "Do you have a mask?" She's like, "My mommy has a mask if you need one." And then I told her that I didn't need one. And she was like, "Well, you're not nervous?" And we had a whole conversation.
Wow.
I simplified it in one of my posts, but I told her that I didn't need it because I washed my hands often and I was careful and I kept distance and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she ends up coming to me afterwards, telling me that she wants to work for us when she grows up because we were so brave.
Yeah.
We were flying around and being brave. And it just really, it touched me because it's like kids are so astute. They're so, keyed into things that sometimes as adults, things we don't think about.
Sometimes they see things we don't see.
She was concerned about me. She was concerned about my health. So I told her that, I gave her some little wings that we give out to kids or whatever. And I told her that, that she was part of the team because she exhibited some of the main values that we do at JetBlue, which is safety and caring.
Yeah.
Are two of our core values. So I let her know that, she exhibited those values. So I consider her part of the JetBlue family.
Amazing.
So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
And that's my favorite. That's the only airline I fly. Whatchamacallit. And meanwhile, I'm here in the house looking out the window going, yeah, he looks sick. Yeah, she looks sick. I'm not even leaving the house, dude. I'm not even like, I'm like nowhere near your bravery. All right, let me just tell you. I'm in the house. I wouldn't even talk to people on the phone that cough. If you cough on the phone, I just hang up. Right, that's it. Done.
Oh, is that why you hung up on me before?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I was choking on water. Yeah, I was drinking water.
So I, like a maniac, I went through your Facebook today and I pulled up some pics that I'm going to showcase now. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So here we are.
Let's see what you got.
We have your profile pic. I don't know if you can see this if you're watching. There's a slight delay, so we'll just give you a moment.
Let's see what you got.
Ruby from YouTube says, "Oh, how sweet! I love JetBlue."
All right. So that picture right there is at the Puerto Rican Day Parade last year. Mm-hmm. So from left to right is Charlie Ello, the person that did the portrait that you were talking about.
Oh, yes.
Then we have Papo Swiggity. Then you have me. And then next to me, we have one of Papo's best friends in the world and a friend of mine for over 20 years, a collaborator, an artist. She actually helped me with the art project that we do at the Puerto Rican Day Parade every year where we raise awareness about environmental issues in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. Her name is Kimberly Andino, and she unfortunately passed away on March 1st this year.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that.
She was such a driving force within the community. We first started working together when Capicu was in their beginning days. The day that Michael Jackson died, actually, we had an event in a place called La Pregunta up in Washington Heights. And that event was a fundraiser to open up after-school program for orphans in Asua, Dominican Republic.
Wow.
And we raised the money together to start that project. And she not only raised the money and raised awareness about the project, she went there and actually built the program. She went there and she painted.
Amazing.
And she built shelves for books for the kids. And she went there and she organized the cubbies. And I mean, she literally spent weeks of her life at a time in Asua, Dominican Republic, building this program. And the program still exists to this day. It's probably, I want to say like 11 years old today.
Wow. So she left behind a legacy.
Oh my God, you have no idea. She was just one of the nicest people you ever met. You could have been at home with a cold and she'd call and check in on you. I mean, she was just an amazing soul. I'm gonna miss her heart like terribly. She's just, you don't meet many people like her.
We need more people like that.
We absolutely do. Yeah. So Kim, we're gonna figure out like when all of this is subsided, how we're gonna really truly honor her and how we're gonna create a legacy within the legacy of Capicu.
Absolutely.
To be able to honor her, but she was a big loss, man. Big loss. And then there's so many losses happening right now, but she was a chain of a bunch of them.
Here we have a bunch of people that I know. We have a lot of friends in common, George. I don't know if you could see this right now on your screen, but
yes,
we have a nice group of actors and singers and
yes,
great people. I pulled up a few here. We have a familiar face here. I'll give it a second so you can see on your screen.
Yeah. Those are actually all my fellow students at the Victor Cruz Acting Studio, which is where I think that's where I really originally met you, and then Capicu was kind of our hangout. But yeah, so I studied under Victor in terms of acting. Then we have Esai Morales, that was at the Puerto Rican Day press conference at the mayor's house here in New York in Gracie Mansion.
Amazing.
Funny story, Esai Morales, I'm a big fan of his, who isn't, La Bamba, went back to that. But the funny thing about Esai is that me and Esai know each other because from the mijente.com days, he's always been very political and he used to use the platform to talk about politics. Uh-huh. And on his page, like he'll engage with you, he'll talk to you. And me and him got to know each other online. And this was like actually the first time of us meeting.
I should try to connect with him.
He literally walked over to me and was like, Jibaro. Like,
amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Like, I connected with him online and we've been talking on and off for years about different things. And he saw me at Gracie Mansion and showed a lot of love.
You're getting tons of likes and hearts in the chat, by the way.
That's awesome.
Do you see this next picture?
Yeah, so this is one of our Pal Pueblo pictures. Pal Pueblo is a Christmas charity that we do every year. It was started by a young lady that's part of our team named Jessica Rocho. Uh-huh. She approached Jason, who's the owner of the Evil Olive, where we do our show. And she asked if we could put together a Christmas charity. So what we did was we adopted the United Head Start in Bushwick. And we created our own Santa Claus, like our own Christmas factory so much.
Wow.
So we would raise money. We would go buy the toys wholesale. We would come back to the school. We would have the parents help us wrap the presents. And then I would go deliver them as Santa Claus, and Papa would be an elf. And then FIFA, who's Jessica Rocho, who's the person that brought the program to us, she would dress up as Mrs. Claus, and we would just like have like this big event every year and just kind of like bring joy to the kids. The kids used to perform for us. It's amazing. It was an amazing program.
And you are a charity powerhouse. Every time I turn around, you're doing something else.
Yeah, we had to take care of each other. My grandmother, Gloria del Rio, was the founder of Meals on Wheels in North Brooklyn, which is Ocean Hill, Brownsville, Bushwick, East New York. And my grandmother raised me, so I used to spend a lot of time with her at the old folks home where she used to work. And it was just I was taught to make sure that I had compassion for people and that you never denied anybody a meal, and you always gave whatever you had to make sure that the next person was taken care of. So my grandmother is a big influence in my life. So all my charity, all my philanthropy comes from her. That other picture you just showed was my first acting gig. I played the main role in Rob Torres's Bad Uncle, which is
I love it. Yeah, I heard about this show.
So it's being made into a film now. So I did the read at the I think it was at Pregones or the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater actually, and I played like this Hector Lavoe type, like nice. Gangsta numbers runner type of guy in the streets, and I was the bad uncle. It was a pretty dope experience. Yeah,
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, the founder of the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, Miriam Colon, was actually in the back of the room. And I've been a super fan of hers for years and years, and I didn't know that she was be there. And I came to the back of the room, and she gave me the biggest hug and told me that I was going to be a star one day. And it was just like,
You are a
she
star,
reminded
George.
me of my
Hearts in the
grandmother.
chat for George. All doing all this charity work, always helping out. Justin, what's up? Justin just joined the chat. Tammy, thank you for all the comments. Daisy just joined. Welcome, Daisy. We have a good crowd here tonight for a Saturday night.
So that picture is our float at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. About 7 years ago, the Puerto Rican Day Parade Committee was let go for inappropriating funds. And when the new body of governance came to be, we were tapped to come in and add some grassroots community building to the project, which resulted in me managing the social media for the parade for the last 6 years. So we have a float, and if you look behind there, this was last year's float, and this was Kim is also in the back there again, rest her soul. This particular image that she created this year was for the missing teens, the exploited youth, human trafficking.
Wow.
So basically it's an island. I don't know if you saw it, but it's an island, and there's children and people, kids and whatever, and there's a couple of shadows. And the shadows represent people who are exploited and trafficked. So all these paintings that we've done over the years at the Flow, we have them wrapped up in storage, and we're planning to do a charity auction for the parade scholarships. So at some point in time, all these paintings that we've done over the years are going to be available to us for charity purposes.
Amazing. I have one more clip here to share. That I asked you for a few clips, and you mentioned a few names, and I scrambled. One name you mentioned was Lemon Anderson. Can you tell us about him?
Lemon is actually probably the Don Dada of poetry, right? Mm-hmm. He's somebody who he's from Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
He was part of the lineup that won the Tony Award for Def Poetry Jam. He's collaborated with people like Flaco Navaja, La Bruja, etc. Mm-hmm. And today he's actually one of the head writers for She's Gotta Have It, which is a Spike Lee production on Netflix. So Lemon's the real deal, man. One man shows poetry. I mean, he's the real deal.
Here we go. We're gonna show a clip.
New Eureka poet, straight out of Brooklyn, hot off of his tour, the County of Kings. Yeah. Give it up for Lemon.
Oh yeah. Check it out. This is never going to be done ever again live ever. So do this. We do it. This is to Maria Isa, who I'm opening up for, right? Welcome to Brooklyn. In the beginning, there was the tenement stoops, Brownsville steps, Crown Height flights, Funky Medina repertoire, 5-star borough, tree-lined blocks, somewhere in the world, Brooklyn's in the house, and we won't stop spreading love, cause that's our way. Canarsie to Marcy to Sheep's Head Bay, sitting on the stoops, just bed-stuying and doing and did it, and no longer dying from it. 81 square miles of broken valleys, double Dutch country, okie-doke Native American stomach grounds, tin cup alleys, wicked bushes, Fort Green pastures, brightest beaches, slope parks, congregating on the stoop after the lights go dark, cause that's our place of absolute style, of absolute grace. The stoops is where we find our absolute first kiss, create an absolute handshake, sitting on the stoops, sucking our teeth, reminiscing real good times, trying to find a heartbeat. See, we got an excuse, you slide. That ain't tough guy talk, or what you looking at, stare, or look where you walk. From the roster man of Flatbush to the shepherds of Graves and sitting on the neighbor stairs, talking about Williamsburg. Hipsters are the new trends. It's not how we go in, but how we go at it. The talent is in the Johnny Pumps, Verrazano fishing habits, Atlantic Ocean daughters, fathers and their borders. We drink our champion style right out the tap water, cause those stoops where our legends are. are made. Stick punch stuck front page, wiffle ball plays. Hot peas and butter. Word to mother, may I please go? Johnny on the pony, playing Coco Livio. Cause those cobblestone wood brick bone stoops made us who we are. Made with doctors, East New York authors, Coney Island basketball superstars. In baseball, we broke the color line of ignorance with absolute dignity. County of kings, standing on our brownstone throne from Genesis to infinity. See, we pull absolute rank. We are the absolute trendsetters. BK don't get good, it only gets better. Funky Medina, Bucktown, Brooklyn, USA. Absolute Brooklyn, the greatest country in the world. If you're not in it, then you're in the motherfucking way, baby Paul.
The incredible Lemon Anderson!
Whoa. Whoa. That's all I gotta say. Wow. I can't wait to do another Kapiku and hang out with you guys. I want to try my hand at poetry. I can't wait to go back. I miss that.
Actually, you know what? It will work for you because that clip that you showed of Papo was actually a concept that we had called Cometas. And what Cometas was a comedian and a poet that merged.
Really?
Comedy, poetry.
I like that. I like that.
So you were fit in that category. You were fit into the comedic poetry category.
It's on. Sure. It's on. Tammy says sip.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Tammy. Tammy's like the super chatter. Tammy's our biggest chatter. Thank you, Tammy. Nori Vas is sending applause.
Nice.
Tammy says bravo. They loved it. They loved Lemon. That was a great clip. And I miss those underground New York City nights. They're so raw, you know, and you watch the video clip, but to see it in person, it's just so powerful and so, you know, soul cleansing when you go out and you experience Kapiku culture.
When you go to Kapiku, it was very different about Kapiku than other spaces, in my opinion, is the fact that it's really family, it's very non-judgmental, so it's not a slam poetry where people are competing.
And I felt like battling. That. I felt very welcome. And
it's a place for healing, man. It's like, you know, after this, we're going to need a lot of Kapiku.
Yes.
Because you know, right now, I mean, we're doing it online. We did our 13th anniversary online, and then we also started something called the Kapiku Happy Hour.
Okay.
Where we're talking to people, and we're going to be doing another one in another week or so.
I saw that, and this was on Facebook Live.
Yeah, we just featured Nancy Ruffin and Maria Rodriguez, who are two dope ass authors in New York. They're poets as well, and they both happen to be healthcare workers. So we got a chance to have a conversation with them about what this all means and from their perspective, like how are they juggling, you know, being a first responder and coming home and having to like be isolated from their family and, you know, staying in their garage or staying in their car so that they won't affect their families. It's a great conversation that we had with them. The next one that we're doing around mental health. Okay. You know, to be honest with you, Laz, like, you know, like me being here with you today is like super special to me. Because I've had a really rough day, bro.
Really?
And I know you can see it in my face.
Yes, I can. I called you earlier tonight, and I was like, dude, you know, because
I'm beat up. I'm beat up, man. I lost a couple of good friends. You know, there's a lot of people in my circle who have lost loved ones. What's really tragic about all of this is that there's no saying goodbye. You know, in some cases, the person went to the hospital, you dropped them off at the hospital, you're not seeing them again, and now they've passed away, and, you know, hi, Kat. So, you know, it's I've been beat up, man. I can imagine. And taking calls and talking to people and connecting with friends and trying to figure out who's doing okay and who's not. So every moment that I'm not flying, I'm like literally on the phone talking to people. And I'm fortunate to be able to do that. But at the same time, it's emotionally taxing. So,
and we super appreciate you coming on tonight, and it's good to see you, and it's good to talk to you. Because when do we have this chance to spend an hour talking? You know, we wouldn't spend an hour talking on the phone. So it's good to reconnect.
Because you keep hanging up on me.
I do hang up because of the coughing. Yeah. But no, it's good to connect with you. And what's up, Carmencita, aka Vicky? She's like a spy. She has several names. Thank you for watching. Movie Fight Live Jennifer says, and yet you have still managed to make time today to support those of us who needed you, George. You are one of a kind, truly.
Wow. So Jennifer was the young lady I was talking about that does the Zumba classes. And not only is she actually doing the Zumba classes, she's also going to be launching a coaching platform where she could help people through difficult moments of their lives and help them live their best life. So it's move your body. It's move, fight for your health, and then live your best life.
Amazing.
So, move, fight, live.
Move, fight, live. Joe, please stop calling me. We'll call you after. Carmencita says, I'm glad you're talking about this. People do need to listen.
Yes.
And we do, we sound like a broken record, but we need to remind people because there are still people that don't get it. Like the governor of Georgia, or was it the mayor of Georgia, whatever his name is. He had no idea, whatever, and that really infuriated me, George, to be honest with you. So we do need to listen. Look what's happening. My local bodega closed for the first time. To me, that's like the biggest deal because I've never seen that bodega close ever. I've never seen the Chinese store close. I grew up with the Chinese food there. I grew up with them. So to me, it's like unfathomable that people would even associate Chinese food, and those people are hardworking people. So God bless them. I hope everybody gets back to work soon, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I just want to, I know we're wrapping up, but there's one project that I'm working on right now that I just wanted to promote since I know your audience would appreciate this. So there's a dream that I had of creating something called the Siembra Initiative. Siembra means to plant, to seed.
Yes.
So I created this program so that I could help small businesses and nonprofit organizations get access to social media tools that are probably out of their budget realm, right? So I'm creating these classes and whatnot. So I'm hosting I believe it's on the 9th. You can go to sofritoforyoursoul.com to get more info, but I'm going to actually be hosting a listening session for all the activists that are fighting global climate change, that are fighting the situations in Puerto Rico, that are fighting the situations in the Dominican Republic, that are fighting human trafficking, anybody who's fighting anything that affects people of color. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a session for them to find out what their needs are. And I'm going to build digital curriculum mm-hmm. that they could access in a library where they could actually learn how to use some of these tools at no cost to them. So that's something that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. If you're interested, Siembra Initiative at sofritomediagroup.com. Siembra Initiative at sofritomediagroup.com.
Thank you, Tammy, for putting it in the chat. She put that in the chat. I am going to display your website again, sofritoforyoursoul.com. Please visit. There are many great articles and content, poetry. There's so much great content on this website. It's constantly being updated. So check George out. George, I can't thank you enough. I know you're tired. You've been through a lot. And I just want to say God bless you and everyone in your circle. And let's hope that we pull through this as quickly as possible. And thank you for your service and being so patient and, working and, seeing your smiling face. That story you told us with the kid, that's going to make all the difference. And if everybody can just do those little small things, it does make a difference.
It does. Absolutely.
Thank you, George. Is there anything else you want to end with? When can we find this class, this live session that you'll be doing?
So I'm going to be announcing it on the website probably tomorrow morning. I'll have a sign-up sheet on there. I could only hold 100 participants. So I'm asking that if you're part of an organization, that only one of the people in your organization actually attend so that we can get out to as many organizations as possible. It's not going to be recorded and it's not going to be displayed afterwards because I want people to be honest about what they need. And I don't want, the content to infringe on their ability to be free and express themselves. So it's going to be a one-time deal. We're going to talk and we're going to listen to what the organizations want. And I'm going to get with my team and we're going to build some curriculum and we're going to help put those social tools in their hands. And we're going to support them as much as possible. I want to make sure that I'm glad that the activists, there's one blessing in disguise here is that the activists actually have a moment to breathe and reconnect with their families and rest. Yeah. But I know that they're dying to get back to the streets and doing what they do. And I want to make sure that when they do, they could do so more effectively, hopefully, and with a little bit more focus on self-care. I'm partnering with a couple of different organizations to provide some self-care modules so that they could actually put that on their priority list as well as they're making their way through their their activities. So it's a very ambitious endeavor, but I have the time to put it together, so I'm gonna put it together.
Amazing, and we thank you for that, and thank you for all your community outreach programs, and for just being out there and present. People need that. People need to hear it, and it's great knowing you. I'm honored to have you as a friend, and thank you so much for coming on the show, George. You are welcome anytime to promote anything you want. Chat, please, lots of hearts for George. Visit sofritoforyoursoul.com. He does lots of great work.
And contribute and write. Send me your articles. Send me your poetry. Send me your recipes. Like seriously, we will not turn you away. As long as it's family friendly, we will publish you. So if you ever dreamed about being published, my platform is your platform. I'll give you the keys to the house.
If you need to be published, this is and you get lots and lots of traffic to this website.
Correct.
So please hit up. This is a great opportunity. You're home, right? This is the best opportunity to write and send George your work, and you never know.
Like Papa always says, man, tell us, let's write about each other. Let's write about each other. Let's tell these stories. These are the things that the next movies and TV series are going to be made of.
Absolutely. I want to thank you, George. Stay on the line. I'm going to go to my main screen. Big aplauso for George. Let me just put my big applause on for you. Thank you, George. Ladies and gents, holy cow. I feel so lucky to have had George as a guest tonight. As you can see, the back door is open because the cat just broke in. He just came in. This is his room. He doesn't like me being in here. So we have to end the stream before he gets really angry. Lots of hearts in the chat. Thank you, Tammy, for chatting so much tonight. Diana says children's books. You know what? Hit up George. Sofritoforyoursoul.com, and let's see what he says, because I know that you publish children's books and you can connect with him, and I'm sure we can work something out. Guys, another great Laz Vic Live. We're on episode 19. We're heading towards episode 20. We just added a new channel tonight. We added Twitch. Let's see if anybody joins us there. But we've had comments from Periscope tonight, YouTube, Facebook. I want to thank everybody. And I want to tell you all to please stay home. We're almost there. We got a couple more weeks to go. Hit me up. Say hello. If you're alone, don't be alone. You're not alone. We're here for you. Laz Vic Live loves you. And I'll see you on the next Laz Vic Live.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.